So we have our note sheets out. We're on the back of page 25 of our notes. And we're at question number 2, which says write an exponential function. So, let's all catch up. Note sheets. Back of page 25, question number 2 says write an exponential function. Now, as soon as they say that, we've done a lot of these. We have done a lot of these. You did some more last night in your homework. As soon as they say that, then I know this is what I'm shooting for. This is an exponential function. Now, this time, they didn't give me 2 points. Always before, kids, they've given me 2 points. Remember, one had a 0 in it, and I started with that one and went through. Okay. This time, they gave me different information. Can you figure out what you might put in here? You don't even need to do any work. You can just stick numbers in. Can anybody figure out what goes where? Jabron?
I think the 11% per day going for X. No.
Actually, it's going to go in here for B.
B, okay, that's next to X.
But now wait, Jabron, think about what we talked about a few days ago. This is increasing by 11%.
So it'll be 0.11?
Actually, 1.11.
Oh, yeah, because that, yeah.
Remember, you have to add it to one. It's either more than 1 or less than 1.
And then the 4 going for A.
And the 4 is your initial value. There is the equation.
Okay, I got you. I know how it works.
When we did this before, we looked at an equation, and the questions you had to answer were, is it exponential? It means something times something to the x, so yeah, it was exponential. Then you had to identify the initial value. Remember, that's this. This is the initial value. And then you had to tell me if it was growth or decay. And remember how you decided that? If it was growth, this number was bigger than 1. If it was decay, it was less than 1. And the rate of growth or decay was either how much bigger than 1 it was or how much less than 1 it was. Remember that conversation 2 days ago?
Yes, ma'am.
We're doing this backwards now. They're giving me all that information and you're making the equation. So here's the initial value. And then, since it's an 11% growth, that means this number is 11% more than 1, which would be 1.11. Okay, let's look at the next one.
Okay.
What do you think the next one's going to look like? 0.36 times 1.22. That's exactly right. Now, why is it 1.22? Because it's increasing, that's a growth, 22% a day. Remember, your percent increase or your percent growth is how much more than 1 you are. So you're 22% more than 1, 1.22. Now, what about the next one?
90.
What'd you say, Abby Brady?
90.
Yes, that's exactly right. 147 times 0.90 to the x. Notice she didn't use the actual 10% because when we do this, this number is either how much more than 1 we are or how much less than 1, right? So we are 10% less than 1, which means we're 90%. How do we know we're less than this time? Decreasing. How about the next one? 20.8 by initial value. What's going to go in the parentheses this time? What's my B value this time? 90.955. Remember, you added or subtracted from 1. So it'd be like 95.5%. then the last one. 16/3 times 0.58. 0.58 because it's 42% less than 1. Everybody good? Now you're going to use that. Look at number 3A. The population of Keltville was 123,000. It decreases 2.5% each year. What is its population in 2010? What's this equation going to look like?
It would be
Y equals something times something to the x.
123,000 is the initial value.
123,000 is my initial value. Very
And
good.
would it be
75%.
Watch it. It's not 25%. It's
75.
2.5.
But I mean, you're multiplying it by 10. Wouldn't you? Because it's 10 years.
No. Be careful. Be careful. Let's just find this number. This number is going to be 2.5% less than 1. So what decimal is 2.5%? 0.965?
But don't do
No,
that.
975?
Wait, 1 minus 2.5? What?
But that's 2.5%. What is the decimal for 2.5%?
Oh, 0.25.
No, 0.025.
That's right.
So I need to
Everything's come to
subtract,
clarity.
I need to take, this is a calculator, you can use your calculator. Take 1 minus 0.025, and you should get 0.975.
So you just move like the decimal.
2 places, that's how we get from percent to decimal. Now, we need to answer the question. How are we going to figure out the new population? We're going to wait 10 years. What do you think we're going to do with that 10?
Put it for X.
Put it in for X. So you are going to, on your calculator, you are going to figure out what that equals. Now, everybody knows how to raise to a power on your calculator, right? You got that button right there. So we're going to take 123,000 times 0.975 to the 10th power. This is how many people I have. You tell me if that's what you got. Now, did you notice how I rounded that off? Why didn't I say 95,488.623 or whatever it was? Why didn't I say that? It's people. So we're going to round off to the nearest whole person. Okay, did we have confirmation from somebody? That's the right answer?
Yes.
Ron? I don't even know why you're on that. And are you chewing gum again today?
Not again.
Full-size non-generic?
Yes.
Okay, let's try the next one. The population of Trigville was 9876 in 2005.
It's called Trickville.
It increases 12% per year. What is its population in 2013? Let's write the equation first. What's the initial value? 9876. What is my percentage increase this time?
1.12.
1.12. Is everybody good with that?
Yes, ma'am.
12% more than 1. Now, I need to know the population in 2013. How am I going to do that?
You have
Put
to.
8 in here. No, I'm raising it to the 8th. I'm not multiplying it times 8. I'm raising it to the 8th. Is there any question about where the 8 came from? Why 8? From 2005 to 2013 is 8 years.
Yeah. Miss Becky.
So the answer is 9876 times 1.12 raised to the 8th power. I got 24,453 people.
They was that is
Abby, are you typing this in on your calculator? You need to know how to do it. Somebody confirm that?
you
I
just
got
said
that.
drink soon.
We okay? All right, let's look at a quiz we're going to have tomorrow. This was the quiz I gave last year. So we'll just do it for practice.
But it's hard when you're in the mood. Thank you. It is hard though when you feel like someone like, oh no, I understand where they're
Okay, this is all good practice for us. This should be a super simple quiz to finish out the week. Number 1, here's an equation exactly like the ones we were just building. Take a look at that equation. Would you say, Suzanne Fox, that this is a growth or decay situation? And why would you say growth? You would be correct, by the way. And why would you say growth? Because the base, the B value is 1.06. That is more than 1. So, definitely this is a growth situation. What is the percentage growth, Jabron? 6%. And why is it 6%? Because we are 6% more than 1. What is the initial value?
3.2.
3.2.
Raise your hand.
3.2. Everybody straight on question number 1. We're going to have no issues.
Yes, no issues.
Number 2, write the equation. So you're going to write an equation that looks like this, given these 2 points. All right, so Thomas Berg, how do we start?
2 and for the y, or 2 for y and 0 for the
Yep, exactly right. Thomas Berg says we're going to start with this point right here, and we're going to plug it into this equation. Thomas, what's b to the 0? 1. So this says 2 equals a. So my equation is now y equals 2 times b to the x, because I have figured out that 2 equals a. Now what do I do next, Thomas?
You bring the 54 to the y and 3.
Exactly. Plug in the other point. Now, this is where you have to be careful. Maya Brownlow, I am now going to solve this equation that Thomas Berg built for me.
It's 54 equals 2 times b cubed.
How come you can't see this?
She doesn't have her glasses.
Okay, you need to come up here then.
Check out spectacles.
You need to come up here and have a seat.
Your spectacles.
Katie Thomas, just for today, can I get you to switch to the other side of Katie Roth? So I can put Maya here so she can see the board? Thank you. Maya, get up here. Come on, we're waiting on you. I need your help. What's the next step?
That's what I'm trying to say before, like, you didn't need my help, because I could, yeah, you don't need my help.
Is there a reason
Say
you're wearing
something else, I'm gonna come
sweatpants?
across the phone.
Maya, why are you wearing sweatpants?
I rather not say it's, I rather
Okay,
not, yeah.
but you're gonna share it with me?
Yeah.
Okay. How do I do this now? What's the first step? Now
That's
you
why
can see it.
now I can see, but now I don't understand.
You know what, hey, that's ridiculous, you know what to do next. Don't come out. I gotta solve for this, that means I have to get this alone.
Oh, subtract the two.
What would I subtract?
Oh.
That's a multiplication. That's a
Divide by two.
multiplication, because I'm gonna divide those sides by 2. Now, Maya, it says b cubed equals 27. I need to figure out what b is, so Kieran's feeding you answers.
Cube root.
I'm gonna cube root both sides.
You're not cheating, you're not trying.
The cube root of 27 is?
No, 3.
3. So b is 3. So then I can write my equation, y equals 2 times 3 to the x. Now, all of you that were laughing and messing around, did you get this?
Yeah.
Y equals 2 times 3 to the x. Now, look at the next part of this quiz. This is what you just did, right?
Good.
So we're gonna do it again, but we will turn back today's quiz before we take this one to make sure we answered all your questions. But let's go through these problems. In fact, let's just take a few minutes. Can you do A, B, C, and D right now?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, why don't you do them? Let's see what we come up with. We'll have you come up and put the answers on the board, and then we'll check.
Dang it. So then you just cube it.
Yeah.
Well, you flip it.
This is what you just did.
Yeah, I know.
One of the next ones like this.
Yeah.
Shucks. This is for.
That's not a fraction. You only do radicals when there's a fraction.
So,
I got 2, but you flip 6 and then you don't flip it. Oh, it's, yeah, it's 1 over 2. Because there's a 1.
No, I'm not cheating, I'm checking my answer.
So you flip it 1 over 2?
Yeah.
How do you cube a 1? You just 1.
Taylor, you got them done?
When you're squaring a
Come
fraction,
put one of them up here.
quick question, Ms. Ford.
You done one yet? You put another one up there? Or you done a page? Put another one up there?
Ms. Ford, when you're squaring a fraction, you square the numerator and
So
denominator.
awkward. Okay. You can put my idea to say you
Just write in your answer, nice and big so that.
I can stay. You could just answer. Yeah, Tuesdays. I don't know. I don't do it.
Question we'll have to ask about now.
Just Thursdays, but I babysat last night. I gotta say,
It don't take a lot to make you rich.
she's so smart. She's so smart. Now I'm done with one class. Yeah, they have to because everyone is equal in God's eyes. We will not be judged by standardized. Like I'm the best one at reading, drawing, whatever. I mean, just to this one.
Good for
She's
you,
a
Abby.
lawyer, he's a surgeon. Yeah, even on college.
So you're just memorizing those cookies?
Okay, gang, we got all the answers up here. You should be done with at least a couple of them. Do we have any questions about problem A? We've got 27/8 on the board. Did anybody get something other than 27/8? Everybody got 27/8?
Yep.
remember our logic. It's the right answer. I'm glad you all got that. I hope you all got that. Our logic is that negative is going to turn the fraction over, and then we're going to cube everything. So that's 3 cubed, 2 cubed. Perfect. We got 1/2 as the next one. Anybody want to argue or discuss that one? Our logic, we have 1/16 to the 1/4 power. What does a fractional exponent always mean? Radical. The denominator tells me which radical. So this is a 4th root. What's the 4th root of 1/16?
2.
Well, 4 through 16 is 2. Yep, and the 4 through 1 is 1, so the answer is 1/2. Next one, we have 1/4. Anybody want to talk about that one? Anybody have a question about that? The negative exponent tells me I need to flip this. The fractional exponent tells me I have a radical. It's a cube root squared. What's the cube root of 1/8? 1/2. And 1/2 squared is 1/4. We are doing very well.
Yeah, I'm on fire today.
And the last one, the answer we have on the board is 5/8. That is the correct answer. Does anybody have a question about that? 2 to the negative 3rd is 1/2 cubed. 1/2 cubed is 1/8. And 1/8 times 5/1 is 5/8. Beautifully done. Suzanne?
Yeah.
Got any question about those 4?
No, I got it all right.
Good for you. By yourself?
Yeah, I had her help me.
Okay, Will Ayla, you doing okay over there? All right. Okay, so tomorrow we'll have a quiz that will look very much like this. Now what we need to do, we're almost done, we need to take a look at our homework from last night.
You always think what I just done.
Did anybody have a question about a homework problem from last night? Now remember, you were supposed to finish your exponent sheet last night. I have a feeling that some of you did not finish your exponent sheet last night. Okay, when we go to Mrs. Ford's calendar and it says exponent worksheet, we should do it. Right? I know, you should be sorry. Get it out right now. Get out your exponent worksheet. We've done the first 4 already on, I can't remember what day, Tuesday, I think. We did the first 4 together. Now we're going to do the rest of them. So where's your exponent? And there it is, okay? So this was supposed to be done, so let's just use this time right now to get it done. So go through. Nope. I want you to give all of these a try. Okay, it's too easy to say, do it for me, Mrs. Ford. I want you to do them all, give them all a try, and then we'll look at the ones that you're struggling with. Help each other. Together, you can probably conquer this sheet. If there's one you can't do, give it a shot and move on. Don't waste a bunch of time. Got easy ones and hard ones mixed up.